Hey guys, very warm welcome to today's session. I'm your host Ankit, and this is my very first live, so I'm a bit nervous and super excited as well. So, if you can see me and hear me, just type one in the chat window. Give me a quick one in the chat window. And the topic for today's live is how to eliminate digital distractions in, and how do you improve your focus basically. And I'll teach you all the strategies and the tactics as well, so it's not just theoretical. And guys, if you can see me and hear me, just comment one. Meanwhile, I'll open my mobile and check. Okay, and just let's wait for another 2 minutes. Let others hop on board. Okay, let me just check on mobile if I'm live. All right, so I can see that I'm live. Okay, nice. All right, so let me just share my screen and I'll teach you via a mind map. So if you can see this mind map, just type one in the chat window. If you can see the mind map, just type one, and then I'll start teaching. Perfect. All right. So as you can see, the topic today is how to effectively eliminate digital distractions and become hyper productive. So guys, the thing is, this topic is a bit offbeat, right? Normally, no one talks about it. Everyone talks about tools, the latest trends, and how do you get leads, how do you do branding. But we decided to address this topic. In fact, this is a burning issue which most of us are facing, not just marketers, but anyone who's working, right? So first, I want to tell you about productivity. What, according to me, productivity is. All right, productivity, according to me, it involves three steps. First is you need to eliminate the non-essentials or the distractions. So what are these distractions? It could be anything that doesn't contribute to your growth or your progress. So once you eliminate that, you'll know what exactly to focus on, right? What actually moves the needle? What are the productive activities? And then what you need to do after you have identified those, you have to rapidly execute. It is as simple as that. So remember this three-step process. First, you need to eliminate the non-essentials. All right. Once you eliminate the non-essentials, then you focus on what exactly is important. Then you actually implement it. And here's one big lie, okay, or a myth rather. You might have come across this, right? People telling you that you can have it all. This actually is a lie. You can't have it all. You have to make some sacrifices, right? You can't watch, let's say, 10 hours of Netflix and still expect to get all your work done. Your work will suffer if you do that. So if someone tells you that you can have it all, they are just, blatantly lying to you. So you have to embrace JOMO. You might have heard about the term FOMO, right? FOMO stands for fear of missing out. But what is JOMO? JOMO is joy of missing out. It's basically sacrificing the non-essential things. If you think logically, right, every second, even as I'm talking now, millions of blogs are being published on the internet, right? Millions of, websites, ads, emails are being sent out. And you can't expect to sit and read all of it. It doesn't make sense. You'll just have a brain drain and information overload, right? So you have to learn how to eliminate the non-essentials and basically embrace JOMO, the joy of missing out. And before I dive into the actual contents, I just want to give you a quick disclaimer. Okay, whatever I teach over here in this session, it may not work for you. Okay, I'm teaching you what exactly works for me. You can absorb the concepts which actually suits your life and your work basically. All right, so without further ado, let's dive in. So the first is dark mode. Now, how many of you have used dark mode? Just type one in the chat window. If you have used dark mode either on any of the applications on your phone or either on your browser. So just quickly give me a one in the chat window if you have used dark mode. I certainly do use dark mode a lot. Okay. So Shiv Shankar says one. Awesome. All right. See, the thing is, you might be wondering why is dark mode? Is it a fad? But the actual truth is, dark mode actually is a win-win situation. Firstly, it is easy on the eye. It doesn't cause strain, okay, especially in low light conditions. And it also saves energy on your device, on your either on your browser or on your mobile phone. So that is the thing. And now you might be wondering, where can I use dark mode? You can use it just about anywhere, right? From Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, even to your phone, and all the way till WhatsApp and Gmail as well. So in fact, let me just show you over here. This is YouTube, and this is Facebook, this is Gmail, right? All these are on dark mode, which I'm using. So you can do that as well. Now, coming to browser productivity. You see, most of you spend a large chunk of your time browsing the internet or using, Chrome, right? So let's dive into LinkedIn. So if you want to be more productive on LinkedIn and eliminate the distractions, you just need to eradicate the newsfeed. And for that, I came across this plugin called Feed Blocker for LinkedIn. Okay. So let me show you how my LinkedIn looks. You see over here, it has eliminated the newsfeed. If I refresh, you see it disappears, right? So this is one way to work distraction free. The plugin over here, it's called Feed Blocker for LinkedIn. You can see over here, I can hide the sidebar elements as well, right? So again, if I want to disable, in just one click, I can disable it. Now coming to YouTube. Okay, in YouTube there are two ways. First is you can eliminate the news feed and the home screen and recommendations. For that, there's a Chrome plugin. I'll be sharing this mind map with you guys, so you don't need to worry. All right, so if you can see my YouTube over here, and again there is nothing visible. And if I go to my Chrome extensions, you see this plugin I'm using. It's called just forgot the name. Remove recommendations for YouTube. Okay, again, I'll be pasting the link. It's available in the mind map. So it strips out the entire news feed. And for example, if I just go to any of this, if I open a video, you see there is no recommended video which is appearing. So this is another way. Okay. You see, recommended video is again one of the key distracting factors, right? You guys might have observed when you go to YouTube, you normally go with an agenda to watch one particular video, but then you end up spending hours together, clicking on the recommended videos. So this tool will protect you from that. All right. So guys, now let's dive into the OG of, all the social media networks, which is Facebook. So, are you guys liking the session? Just type yes or no in the chat window. Let me go back. Yes, Shiv Shankar, it's available on all SMPs. Okay. Guys, do you want to know how Facebook, you can stay distraction free from Facebook? Type yes in the chat window. I'll show you a couple of tools for Facebook as well. And also, then I'll dive into the actual action steps. All right, now let's go to Facebook. Okay, so Facebook, there are two tools. Okay, so as I told you earlier, the best way is to eliminate the news feed, right? For that, there's a Chrome plugin called Facebook Newsfeed Eradicator, and this is the link. And you don't need to spend a dime. All these are free tools. Now, over here, you see, if I refresh, there is nothing visible. I'm utilizing this tool. Okay, so let me just show you where this tool is. Okay, must be somewhere over here. Yeah, this is the tool, Newsfeed Eradicator for Facebook. And the second tool which I'm using is called Social Fixer. Let me just show you that as well. This is to alter the UI. Okay, so if you see this gear icon that you see over here, this is the tool, and I can click on hide or show parts of the page and show hidden items. Now you see what all I've hidden over here. I've hidden all of this. Basically, this tool lets you change the user interface. Okay, so you can customize it according to your needs. So if you're someone who often visits Facebook groups, then you can remove this option and click on done hiding. It's as simple as that. In a couple of clicks, you can just tweak the user interface. So this is one tool which will again change the UI of your Facebook and make it more clutter free. All right. Now coming to tracking the activities, right? Of course, you might have heard this quote: "What gets measured gets done." Right. So you need to monitor how much time you're spending. So for that, again, there's a free Chrome plugin. It's called Web Activity Time Tracker. So here you see, once I click on this, it automatically tracks and it shows where I'm spending most of my time on. This is just today's chart. And if I put all time, you see this is the data that it has gathered, and it shows that I'm spending more time on Google Docs. So it totally makes sense since I write a lot of content. And this is how you can assess where you're spending your time, and it shows the exact data, how much the duration, the date. And there are a lot of filtering options available here as well. Okay, so if you think this tool is awesome, just type awesome in the chat window. Okay, let me just go back. Okay, truly useful stuff, thank you. Okay, so guys, are you aware of any of these tools which I have mentioned over here? Are you guys aware, or is this the first time that you're coming across all these tools? If this is the first time, then just type FT in the chat window. And now let's go to the next one, which is okay. Now, I'm sure most of us, when we are working and then we open a lot of tabs, right? We get a lot of work, and then we open different social media sites, email, and then Google Docs, and so many tabs, and then we end up getting confused. We don't know where to navigate. For that, there's a workaround as well. There's a tool or a Chrome plugin called Three Tabs Only, and as the name suggests, it allows you to open only three tabs. Now, one thing is, I don't want you guys to use this all the time, right? Even I don't use this all the time. So what I do is I just go to manage extensions, and only when I want to use it, I'll click over here. You don't need to uninstall all your extensions, right? So in fact, it's very difficult to work with only three tabs. But if you are working only on a single project, if you're dedicated a particular day or a certain number of hours, then you can just use this plugin and turn off all the distractions. Okay, now let me go back. And now you might be wondering, how do I actually utilize all these tools? Well, there are three action steps you need to follow. First, generally, for 7 to 10 days, you just normally use how you're using your browser right now. You might be using different websites, and basically how you work on a regular basis. Just do it for 7 to 10 days and gather enough data. After you do that, then you install all these plugins which I mentioned, and also in the initial beginning phase, you install this time tracker plugin. So for these 7 to 10 days, you'll know where exactly you're spending your time on. For example, again, you come back over here after 7 to 10 days and click on this web activity time tracker. Then you will actually know where exactly your time is going, right? So it will show you all the data. And then what you can do is you can install another Chrome plugin called block site, and you can block the respective sites. And again, I'll just show you how this works. For example, let's make it active. Yeah, it is active. Okay, for if I just go to, let's say, Facebook, okay, and I get the data that I'm using, wasting a lot of time on Facebook, then what I will do is I will just click on block site. And okay, I think it has a free trial. Okay, let me just connect it with Google. I think I've signed out. Okay, I think I've used up the free trial, guys, but you can go and use the free trial, and there are other alternative tools as well, right? You can just search on Google. I think it's working now. Let me check. Yeah, I'll just click on this button, block this site, and you see it just shows a message like this. So once you gather data that you're getting distracted by it can be shopping sites or social media sites, then you just go and block all these sites. It's as simple as that. So the three steps I'll repeat again. First is just normally use work how you do and gather data for 10 days using web activity time tracker. And then you'll obviously know, right, which sites are consuming a large chunk of your time. And then you block all these sites. Okay. If this is helpful, just type helpful in the chat window. Tracking is possible if you log in through yeah, Chrome browser only. These are Chrome plugins, so it makes more sense to use these plugins on a Chrome browser. Of course, there are other variations for Firefox as well, Firefox and Safari, but most of us use Chrome. Okay, so after that, these are the three steps you need to do. Now coming to email productivity. And a few of you, if you're a marketer, you might be knowing this tool. It's called Unroll.me. So if I go over here, I've already logged in with my Gmail. Okay, you just need to connect your Gmail, and you see in one click I can unsubscribe. If I want to unsubscribe over here to AMCAT alerts, in one click I unsubscribe. And if I go to unsubscribed, you see it shows AMCAT alert. So I can bulk unsubscribe over here. That is the best part about this tool, right? You can see again it's filtered by alphabetical order, and again I can mass unsubscribe. There's one more feature in this tool called roll up. Roll up is basically uh, a daily digest of emails. Let's say that you have subscribed to six different probably marketers or let's say coding newsletters, and if you want all of it in one email, right, that is what a roll up is. It's basically a compilation of all the people that you want to follow, and you can select accordingly. You can add to roll up. Okay, so that is one more advantage of this tool. So you can mass unsubscribe, and you can get a daily digest of all the emails that you follow or all the people that you follow. So this is how you uh, improve your email productivity. And now coming to phone productivity. Okay, phone is perhaps the most distracting gadget, right? So in order to eliminate that, you can use a launcher. Launcher is nothing but it's a tool which replaces your home screen. And the one I'm using is called a before launcher. Okay, here's how it looks. You see it, I've put dark mode, and then only two apps that I use on my phone. One is WhatsApp and one is Truecaller. That's it. I don't use social media apps on my phone, and only occasionally Instagram. Okay, so this is again how my phone looks, clutter free. And again, as I told you, there is web activity time tracker for Chrome. On the phone, the same a similar tool is called Stay Focused app. You can block certain websites, block certain apps for a particular duration. And here you see again how it looks. Let me just expand. And here I've blocked these sites, right? And again, you see it shows the daily usage statistics, right? And you see yesterday, I think it was just for 45 minutes I used my phone. Okay. So if you think this is brilliant, just type brilliant in the chat window. All these tools that I've shared till now, and I'm showing you whatever I use on a day-to-day basis, right? No, these tools cannot work on the mobile. The browser tools which I showed you, as the name suggests, it's only for browser. It's for Chrome plugins. It works on your desktop or your laptop. This section. And coming to your phone, these two tools, they do the job, right? One is a launcher, and the second one is using a time tracker. In this case, it is Stay Focused app. All right, now let's go to some bonus tips. Okay, the simplest way you can again declutter your browser is to organize and create a bookmarks bar. Let me just go and show over here. If I open a new tab, you see I've again organized based on the tools that I have and all the other important links. So this is again, most of you might be already using it. So again, just eliminate what is not required. All right, that is one way. And then use WhatsApp voice notes. It is a great way to communicate with your team rather than all the time answering calls. It's a real time saver. And then, of course, you can declutter your workspace as well. That's one of the simplest ways, right? To be more focused and get more work done. Now, do you guys want to see my space? Just type yes in the chat window. You guys want to see my space, how I've decluttered it, the physical workspace. Give me a one or a yes in the chat window. Your mobile battery efficient is high. Yeah, exactly, right? So I don't even use my phone much nowadays, and that's helped me in getting more work done. So if you see, this is my workspace, right? Again, I've cleared it and I've just kept it very organized. And I mean, trust me, once you do this, you'll be able to get more work done. In fact, I do earlier what I used to do in a week. Now I just do it in 1 or 2 days. So that's one of the simplest and easiest things that you can do right after this session. And then it also, one more thing is you can mute all your notifications, right? Notifications is basically like a drug. It gives you that dopamine hit. So just eliminate and basically mute all the applications. And then one more tip for you is to consume less and create more. As I told you, it's physically, I mean, it's impossible, right, to consume all the content which is out there. You'll just end up with a brain drain. Rather than that, consume less and execute more. Okay. And if you just want to further explore this concept of productivity, minimalism, and so on, here are some other resources on the internet. Okay, so Matt Diavella, he's a YouTuber and he has some great content. And this Netflix documentary, which you can watch, it's called The Minimalists. And then there is this book called Essentialism. I highly recommend you guys to read that. And also, recently I read this book called Procrastinate on Purpose. So this is another brilliant read, which will change the way you look at work. All right. So guys, any questions you can ask me right now. And I hope you guys will utilize all these tools. Right. So any questions you can ask me right now. And also a feedback on today's session would be helpful. So anything you can ask me regarding the topic. Okay. All right. I'll just wait for a couple of minutes. Okay, please share titles of books you strongly recommend. Okay, to be honest, I don't read many books. All right. And I mean, I'm terribly slow in reading books. But recently I read this book called Rework. You can go through that. Harsh, okay. Can you repeat those book names? Sure. Let me go over here. So these are the two books. One is Essentialism and one is Procrastinate on Purpose. Okay, and these two books are brilliant. And I'll add one more to this list. It's called Rework. Okay, this is not so big. You can just read it, finish it in 2 or 3 days. And again, it is highly recommended. Yeah, I will share the mind map. Post this session, I'll paste the link. Okay, you guys can download the mind map as a PDF, and then you can access all the tools in one click. Your one-liner review on books. I mean, if I not one-liner, one word I'll give. It's brilliant. That's it. Right? All these books which I mentioned are mind-opening. If I had to rephrase it. Okay, guys, how many of you actually found value in this session? You learned a lot of new tools and which you were not exposed to earlier. Just type me in the chat window. If you're someone who didn't know about these tools or any of these hacks that I've shared in the session. Okay, so I'll download this as a PDF and I'll be pasting it in the comments on YouTube, on Facebook, on the Facebook page, as well as in the Facebook community. You'll be getting access to this mind map. All right. Okay. So, guys, I'll wrap up today's session. And again, if you're someone who joined right now or you're watching the recording, you'll be getting access to the mind map. You can download it and access all the tools. And as I want to reinstate the fact that you can't consume everything, right? And in fact, you don't need to. You need to learn how to let go, and the concept of JOMO, joy of missing out. So my suggestion is just implement all these tools, right? Whichever suits you. And initially it will be tough, right? But later, once it becomes a habit, then getting work done will be second nature for you. Okay. For this mind map, I used a tool called MindNode. Okay, it's a tool for Mac, and if you want to use for Windows, you can use many tools. MindMeister, if I'm not wrong, it's a cloud tool. You can use this for Windows, or you can just simply do a Google search to get all the answers. No one shares such information on social media. Yeah. Yes, Shiv Shankar. Yeah, exactly right. So that's the reason we decided to come up with this offbeat topic. And Harsh, you will get the recording of this. It will be available on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page as well. Okay, let's check other questions. Is dark mode a Chrome tool? No, it's not a Chrome tool. Okay, great session, Ankit. Thank you. Harsh, you can just see in the evening, you'll get the recording. You can check our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. I see that you're viewing through YouTube, right? So again, after some time, you'll get the recording. You don't need to worry. So, guys, any questions about digital productivity or any of the tools that I shared, you can ask me right now, or else I'll wrap up the session. Okay. And in case you joined right now, no worries. You can watch the recording as well. All right. So it looks like we don't have any other questions. So this is Ankit signing off. And if you want more such offbeat topics from us, right, which actually will help you make a difference in your work, your productivity, and even in your marketing, then just drop a comment over here, and then we'll think about doing more such topics in the future. Please share your email ID. Okay, I'll give you the company's email ID. If you have any queries, you can ping me over there. Yeah, so that's my company email ID. Okay, so if you have any queries, you can just comment over here, post the session as well. Or if you're more comfortable on email, then you can send an email as well. So let's see if there are any other questions. Okay. Okay. How sometime I get overwhelmed. Harsh, see, even everyone gets overwhelmed, right? It's not that everyone has a productive day. Everyone has bad days, and that's the reality. But the thing is, it's up to you. You decide to make the change, and it's all in your hands. I've given you the strategy, and now you just have to implement the tactics. All right. So, guys, this is Ankit wrapping up today's session. I hope you got value. And if you feel that someone, it can be your friend or someone, your colleague, if you feel that they get value out of this session, then kindly tag them over here, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook or the group, or you can share the link as well. Okay, so I hope you got value, and I'm just signing off. Take care and God bless.